All right. So as some of y'all may know, I just posted a baptism and immersion that happened with me and a brother not too long ago. And this is the comment and the response, part of the responses I've received from this individual here. Now, normally I don't do videos about this, but let me just share this with you all just to see the thought process of some individuals when it comes to a lot of different things like this. All right. So he said here, so everyone who has a different name for Christ in their language must be wrong. Shaking my head. People who argue this alphabet stuff are full of pride. YHUS Christ, the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. All right, for those of y'all who don't know what's going on, this individual is pretty much upset about me and my brother partaking in the immersion in the Father, which we believe his Hebrew name, right? And not this name, YHUS, that we have received since childhood and birth, especially in America, right? And what we've been brought up with. Now, I know how a lot of people feel about his name and the name debates and situations like this. This is not a video dedicated to the name debating. Simple, right? That simple, straightforward. Let's just get that clear. This video is to glorify our Father and make a public declaration of him in the faith by showing the world that he has denied his old wicked ways, his past life, and now pursuing to follow the Messiah wholeheartedly by partaking in what the scripture tells us to do, which I shared in the video. Now, this individual, on the other hand, is upset about me not saying Jesus, right? I don't even try to speak that name because I understood and believe that's not his name. And the letter J came just recently into our language. Now, that is my choice. Let's start there, right? But not only this, I am not forcing him to say YAHUSHA, right? Now, even though I believe that's his name, I encourage you to say YAHUSHA. He doesn't want to say that. He wants to force me to say JUSUS about the Messiah. That's already crazy. That's a position that you shouldn't try to put me in because you have a problem with accepting that this is his name, right? And if you disagree, so be it. But no, he takes it a step further. Challenges now my character and say I'm full of pride. Everybody who's on this alphabet stuff is stuck in pride, right? Not only just me, but all those who's strong on declaring his name is stuck in alphabet stuff and full of pride. Now, this is crazy because most people would agree that they take their name serious. Most people would agree that a name helps identify an individual. Most people would agree that they would not let somebody call them anything. But when it comes to the Messiah name, the name above all names, we seem to not care. We seem to not go this hard about his name. We seem to not have this much reverence about his name, which is really strange. If your name matters, just think about how much more his name matters. Now, there are also scriptures like Exodus, I believe, chapter 23, verse 13, that says, do not call on other deities. Don't even mention their names. Let it not be heard on your lips, right? And then I believe also in the book of Joshua, I believe chapter like 23, verse like 13, or Joshua 21, verse 13, something of that nature. I have to go look. Either way, we know it's in there, right? Joshua just restating and reiterating the commands of the Most High Yahuwah given to him to follow, right? Now, whether we want to admit it or not, the Messiah was Hebrew. When he walked this earth, his people, his tribe, tongue, Hebrew, okay? Meaning he was given a Hebrew name and his people was given a Hebrew name. People love 2 Chronicles chapter 7 verse 14. And my people who are called by my name, they literally were called by his name. If you was reading Hebrew, they had Hebrew names. It reflected him, the creator. All things should reflect him. All things go to his esteem. Romans 8:28, he gives all the glory. All things work together for the good of those who trust him. Now, with all that being said, they were Hebrew, okay? If the Messiah is Hebrew, which we know he was, right? Then that means he did not speak English, okay? With that being said, I understand, right, that there has been a mistranslation happening where we have given the Messiah all types of names, right? We have understood the language, right, does not change a person's name, okay? Let me just give you an example, right? My name is Clarence, right? I can go to any country today and it would still say Clarence, right? I could go to China, Germany, doesn't matter. They're gonna say Clarence, that's my name. Now, what people get mistaken is translation from transliteration. What happened is a lot of people are translating names, or they're just really taking the names and substituting them in scripture. These aren't even translations. These are not even trans anything. They're just taking it and substituting it, just plopping it there. It's a transition, okay? Now, the name being transliterated, right, means you have a different language, okay? And you are using the words that are best used in your native tongue or language that you're trying to communicate it in, but you're still going to say the name the same way. It has the same sound. It's just using different letters than the original language to produce that same sounding tongue, right? The same sound from that native tongue. So basically, a simple way of understanding this is like, say, right, because we understand English for a lot of you all listening. Say I'm trying to spell the name Kobe. One language writes it with the C. The next language writes it with the K. But they both pronounce it Kobe, right? One does not say, oh, my name is Sobe. No, my name is Kobe. I don't use the S sound, even though it's a C. In my language, that is going to just be a K, because that's the way he said his name was. That's called a transliteration. Translation is when it's a whole different word and you're changing it in the language to match the same meaning of the word. That's like a translation. You're changing all of the letters and you're changing all of it to have the same meaning. That's a translation. So many people have this confused and understanding translation from transliteration. With all this being said, right, we do understand that the most important thing is that we do stay unified in the body, right? A lot of people, I know they still say YHUH, that's your choice. But I do know that the Father's work is going to be done, okay? We cannot limit him, right? And he understands, we understand that the book of Hebrews chapter 11 says it is impossible to please him without faith. So it doesn't stand a chance if it's not operating in faith, what you claim, period, point blank. So we must stand and sit there instead of arguing with somebody of how they refer to the Father, and we haven't dug and done some research about his name, right? Absolutely, I stand on declaring his name and my understanding for now on what his name to be. In the past, I have not been saying his name as YAHUSHA. I have not understood his name to be that. And even if I grow in knowledge and find out with better evidence and conviction, right, from his word and truth in literature that his name is not that, then I would do that adjusting. But from where you stand, walk out your walk. Don't come attacking people in their walk. If you haven't even done the diving, the praying, the researching, the studying, and sitting there with it, and then get mad when people give you the evidence for what you didn't want to study, okay? Because some people around here saying YHUS a certain way, and some people saying Jesus, okay? Now, I don't know about you, but one's in English and one's in Spanish. When you say Jesus, it sounds like you're saying something like, hey, Zeus, or all hell Zeus. I'm just saying. So you should look into it, you think about it, you research. Y'all stay blessed. Take care.